Hey guys, it's Stacy from My Petite Garden. Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new here. I wanted to take a moment to sit down and make this intro for the video. Today we have a whole list of plant chores and plant care related things that I need to get done. So I'm excited to take you guys along with me. Hopefully we'll finally get some of these things crossed off of my to-do list. I hope you guys enjoy, and without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that I need to cross off of my to-do list is to finally trim off some of these spent leaves on some of my codex plants. I've been kind of hesitating on cutting these because they look so nice on the plant shelf. However, they are definitely past their prime and some of the leaves are worse for wear now. I can kind of see that the colors are definitely browning. I think it's finally time to trim them. This first one that I'm going to be taking care of is one of my Stephania codex plants. I don't remember the exact name of it, so I'll put it on the screen. It is definitely one of my favorite codex plants. The leaves are very photogenic, so they look great in all of my pictures that I have of my plant shelf, and I think some of you might have seen them if you have seen my Instagram, because I do post quite a few pictures of this particular codex on there. So it is sad for me to have to cut the leaves, but I think without cutting it, it's just going to look very tired, and I want to just clean it up. Hopefully it will put out new leaves for me. This one here is my Dioscorea elephantipes. This one still has active growth on it, so I just need to remove that one little vine that has some spent leaves on it, and it should be good, so I don't have to chop off everything and I'll still have some of the leaves left over. So I have collected all of my peperomia kimnachii. The main pot there is the mother plant, and then the two smaller pots are the propagations from this mother plant that I made. And now I've decided I'm going to consolidate all the plants together into one pot. As I am unpotting these, you will notice that the root balls are not very significant on these plants, and that is very typical of peperomias. Their root balls are usually more on the smaller side, and the roots are very shallow. So a few of you have commented on my previous videos as to what I am adding to the soil as I'm repotting my plants. These are systemics granules that I use as a preventative in my soil as I repot my plants, because I want to have that peace of mind of knowing that I have something in the soil protecting my plants as far as any type of pest infestation. That being said, this does not 100% remove the possibility of pests, but it is very helpful. One of my favorite things about this peperomia is the shape of its leaves. It's so beautiful and it reminds me of just like a little bloom or a flower. It might look very dainty, but it's actually a very hardy and resilient plant. Next, I really need to trim down on my variegated philodendron burl marks. This plant has been growing very robustly. However, there are a lot of older leaves on the bottom of the plant that really needs to be trimmed off. And I'm going to be very vicious here because I really need to trim off quite a bit so that the plant can refocus that energy onto putting out the newer leaves. I repotted this plant into this bigger pot not too long ago, to be honest, and now I'm already seeing roots coming out of the drain hole. So I am a little bit worried that I'm gonna have to repot this plant again very soon. The truth is, I honestly don't really want this plant to get any more bigger, so I might just keep it in this pot and maintain it from here. Do any of you feel the same way where your plants get to a certain size and you're just happy with the way it is and you don't want it to change anymore or get any more bigger? Do you keep giving it a bigger pot, or would you just try to contain it and keep it the size that you want it to be? Sometimes I feel like I'm being cruel by not uppotting it and giving it a larger container so it can continue growing, but at the same time, I only have so much room. So unless I have an unlimited amount of space for these houseplants to grow, I think at some point I'm going to have to keep it contained to a certain size. I will be combining these two pots of my propagations of the Rhipsalis paradoxa minor. They are both doing really well. They're rooted really nicely. However, I'm still seeing the same issue that I had before I propagated this plant, and that is that some of the tips, for some reason, tend to grow out these burnt tips. And it's not like it's doing anything specifically bad to the plant, but once in a while I'll see these burnt tips, and they're like little tiny pieces at the tip that is just burnt. It's burnt looking, and I'm not sure if that's normal or if it's just my specimen or if I'm doing something wrong. So if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to let me know. I don't have this issue at all with my regular Rhipsalis paradoxa. That's why my mind is a little bit like, what is happening here? Is this something that's common with this specific type of paradoxa? I will be combining these two plants and growing them in a mix of pon and fluvostratum. I will do them in layers, and that's what I've done with a few of my plants now, including my Hoya Kanyakumariana, which I have had great results with. So I am going to do the same layering with these two. That being said, I think growing it in one or the other medium is perfectly fine. I think they will do perfectly well in either fluvostratum or pon. It's really just personal preference, and for me, I like experimenting, and this is working out for me, so I will continue to try this method. Now I will be combining my little propagation of my Discidia tonsuensis right here with the mother plant. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to take a look and inspect my mother plant and see how it's actually doing, because the new growth looks very healthy. There's no pest that I can see. However, at the very crown of this plant, as you can see here, you'll notice that the leaves are looking a little bit discolored, and I'm seeing some scarring as well, and I don't know where that's coming from. So I am suspecting that there might be something going on with this plant in the roots that I am not seeing. So this would be a good opportunity for me to do an inspection. Whoa, that is, get that. So as soon as I pulled my chopstick out, I noticed some white powder, and look at that. That is alarming, you guys. I don't know if that's 100% root mealies or if there's also mold. I'm not sure what's going on in there, but I think it is root mealies. I don't see any mealy bugs on the plant itself. So what I'm going to do, if I've decided to completely propagate this plant and start fresh, and then I'm actually going to just toss that bottom part because I just cannot make myself deal with it right now. It is just too much. And I'm just going to throw out the whole crown of the plant. So the lower portion of it, where it is the older growth, where I'm seeing, the discoloration start, I'm going to just toss all of that, pot included. I don't even want to clean it. I was so grossed out from it. I had to wear gloves because the latex or the secretion from the Discidia, similar to Hoya's, can irritate your skin if you have very sensitive skin, which I do. So a little bit won't really bother me, but because of the large amount of sap that's coming out, I had to protect my hand. So I went ahead and put on some disposable gloves. I had originally planned on putting all of the cuttings into one big pot, but at the end here, I don't think I could fit all of them into one pot. So I decided to put all of the cuttings that are more towards the crown of the plant into one pot, and then the healthier looking cuttings will all go into this bigger pot. That way I can be a little safer in case there is still something brewing and something wrong with the cuttings that are older and more towards the top of the plant. Now I'm taking care of the cuttings that are towards the crown of the plant, or the older portion of the plant, you can say. And because this is the older portion of the plant, the stems are much woodier, so they are definitely a lot tougher to cut through. Alright, so we are finally done with all the plant chores that I had planned to do today. It was definitely a lot, and there were some shocking surprises that I was not expecting. So this took a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but I'm glad it's all done now. That will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!